This is a short video to try to explain how we from the Isle of Wight team engaged ourselves at the training in Barcelona at the Canal Olympique, which was built in 1990 for the Olympics in Barcelona in 1992 for the canoe racing. The meeting was organised for us by STUCOM, and all 6 partner countries were present: Spain, Poland, France, Holland, Finland and the UK.
Good morning.
And we had representatives from all
How
6
are you
partner
today?
nations. And we conducted the meeting so that we could complete some training. And the training was kindly provided to us by Alex Castell. And as I walk through this video, I'll try and point the people who were there out to you so that you can see who's involved and you can relate faces to names when they're mentioned. It was a beautiful setting. The setting is very, very sort of beautiful in its architecture. It's a very structurally sort of brutal building, but very, very beautiful setting in which it sits. In between the office and the back building, there is a corridor, and we're just going to walk down that. And our Dutch partners are just arriving.
How are you?
And they're just going to be part of the team, and I'll point them out in the videos when we get to them. Along this corridor, we're on the left-hand side. We've got changing rooms and showers for the competitors in the racing, and on the right-hand side there are offices. And this is quite a sort of a welcome piece of shade because the weather was stunning. The weather was beautiful. Barcelona's skies are beautiful blue colours, deep azure blues. Halfway along there's a gap when you can look out to the other side where you've got some training facilities on the other side, much used by schools and young people. It was a delight to see so many young people engaged in activities. And here comes our trainer. This is Alex, who's approaching us now. He was extremely patient throughout the whole of this event. I don't know how he managed to stay so patient and help so many people.
Hola, buenos
He was in
días.
several places at once, so thanks to Alex.
está?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for your help.
100%. As we go around, we're just going to walk around, and here's the group starting to assemble first thing in the morning. That's one of the students who helped us, Adam, and we'll see more of him in a moment. That's noting that they helped out in the Barcelona. And here's some more of our partners. That's Alex and the lovely Charo, and the 2 students who are a credit to Alex. There's Manel and Adam. And Manel also brought his grandparents on the last day of the meeting, which was an absolute privilege to meet them, and they tried out our virtual reality. This is me. Gosh, how ugly is that bloke? So this is me. We're just walking along the 1.2 kilometre canal, and the whole group tried to get together, get some fresh air between the various bits of software that we were developing. And there was a lot of water sports happening, so we were watching the water sports and seeing these people being very brave, rushing off into the distance on their water skis or jet skis, water skis, water boards, but I don't know what they're called really. So here's some more of our partners, and the partners from Finland are here with Charo, and there's Pat from the Isle of Wight College, and then just off to the left, this is Vanna from Holland, and this is Abda from France. So the partners got together, and despite all the languages that are being used simultaneously, we did really well. And Pat, of course, helped to organise my trip, so my thanks to her without any bounds at all, because she did a huge job in organising the whole thing from us, from our point of view, for the Isle of Wight College. So as we move on, we're going to talk about the training now. We worked in pairs a lot, and that's France and UK working together. That's the Polish team, that's Lucas and Margaret. Chris hadn't attended that particular session, and that's Alex helping the 2 Finnish ladies, Sonna and Sonna, and that's Martin and Vanna from Holland. And tucked away in the corner is Eve. His role is fabulous in all of these events. He is so good at organising things, and our thanks are obviously due to him too. I should explain what we were doing. We were there to develop some software. Up to now, the partners have been dealing with seniors who are suffering from the early stages of dementia, and they had gathered artefacts that were going to be returned into virtual reality resources that can help those seniors to whom they'd talked to recall important events in their lives, and through recalling them, to try and reinforce those memories and delay or defer the effects of the dementia in some aspects of their personal life. So here's a picture of the software that we were using when we were developing our software for our artefacts for use by the seniors. Alex had kindly developed some prototype templates that we were going to use, which allowed us to just fill in the material that each partner country had gathered from the people with whom they'd been working. Unity 3D initially looked a bit scary, but the way in which Alex very kindly organised it meant that we had a simple tool to work with, which hopefully we will then be able to pass on to our own students in our own partner countries so that they too can develop the artefacts that are going to be used to support the seniors who have dementia. Hopefully that goes on and on and on, and that these resources continue to grow, and that the We Tomorrow project doesn't just stop with the work that we've done. We're just a small pioneering group that are going to try and to develop resources. Once we've done our part, what will happen is that the Danmar team will work out a way in which these resources can be evolved or developed so that they can become useful, and perhaps through some sort of wizard system, a tool can be developed that will make it easy to develop these systems on the go when they are needed. So what I'm going to show you is what I did with my resources that I had gathered from a lovely lady called Stella. Now, Stella is an old age pensioner, a senior citizen in the UK who has early stage dementia, and we talked about her life during the Second World War. So let's just explain how this software works. So each one of the artifacts has 10 slides, and these 10 slides are represented by Quadro 1, Quadro 2, Quadro 3, Quadro 4, Quadro 5, and so forth. Now that's the main picture. That's the question that they're going to answer knowledge points on. So, for example, in this picture you can see just here, there's a picture of several of the leaders who worked. This is a photograph just taken in Casablanca after the war, but they were heavily involved during the war, and the seniors asked to name these people in this photograph, and I asked her to name one that she mentioned to me, General de Gaulle, who's sitting here. So each one of these resources, and there are 10, has a slide, a resource sitting behind it, which is the answer, and a text question, which is here. When did the Second World War take place for Quadro 1, for the first slide? So down there, that's what we're going to do. Down this list, that's all of the slides that the senior is going to see. So we imported the resources that we had gathered into this template that Alex had developed for us. And here's the answers. There's the answers for the questions that are asked. And here are the questions themselves. And these are the various images that are shown. They're all overlaid with the We Tomorrow emblem. I think that gives a beautiful level of consistency, and it makes it just so much more professional. And that's really useful for branding the thing that we've been doing, and issuing value into the project to people who see it. Value certainly for the way in which We Tomorrow is perceived. So that's the basic sort of emblems that we will show, or pictures that we will show the senior, and they're given a question to say, tell me what the answer to this picture is. So how does it work? Well, in the software, the software is based in a sort of a virtual room. These slides sit in a kind of a room round in a circle, and the angles are worked out very carefully to show these particular pictures in order from the first one. And the first one here is the image of Stella that you see here. So if I now play this slideshow, this effect, through the player that's built into Unity, and I then move around here, when the question is asked, which country's soldiers were based at the Maresfield camp, when the viewer looks up inside the virtual reality headset, the answer is revealed. As they look at it, it says Canada. And what we hope to do is that we take this on from this step, having, if you like, taught them to remember this fact. When they are given another piece of tool that we're going to develop, which is about a quiz, they will then be tested on how much they've remembered of that. There's an awful lot of research that says that it's the act of remembering or learning that helps people to remember the things that they're finding difficult. So there's all of the answers revealed. And that's how our artifact works. Now, we played these in a virtual reality headset, and they're extremely effective and very, very clear. A little bit trouble with some people who've got reading glasses and so forth, so we need to work on that in terms of the solution that we're going to try and finally devise. But that's not a great problem. We've got lots of good brains thinking about how to do that properly, and that's probably particularly where Danmar will have a huge role to play. Us having developed the prototype, they can then start to develop into something much more useful in the general marketplace. As well as developing our software, on the Thursday morning we had the privilege of visiting one of the healthcare providers whom we hope to work with in the future. I didn't want to name them here, but in case there was a sensitive nature to who they are and what they intend to do. But Isabel from that organisation explained how this private healthcare provider helped seniors in very much the same way as we have discovered people are helped in the UK through the work of Age UK, where memory groups or clinics are able to support these seniors who have early stage dementia. As well as the work we did, it's really important to understand just how valuable these meetings are from a cultural point of view. So on the final day, we took a break for lunch and we all met. And I just wanted to just go over the people that we worked with once again, just so that you know who these people are and the valuable work that they've done. So here's Charo. We all are thanks to Charo because she did all of the hard work. Alex trained us and trained us very, very well. Manel, one of the students who helped us out with technical problems. Adam, also very much a geek, one of my own type. And then there's Manel's grandfather Manuel, who was brilliant, and his grandmother Trinidad. Trinidad was just beautiful, charming. Here's Eve, who does so much with the graphics and the creative side of things. And there's Pat, my saviour when organisation has to be done. And here's Vanna. Vanna is one of the Dutch team, a teacher and very much a technologist. And here's Martin, a really fit geek, and Abda from France, who's absolutely charming and wanted to help everyone. And here's Chris from Danmar, one of the leaders of that group, who's a very good technologist, and Margaret, another technologist. And the real geek of the group is Lucas. Lucas is a programmer and very, very skilled in that department. So here are our two Finnish ladies, the Sona and Sona. Absolute delight, who also wanted to help everyone in the group. And here I am, the old bloke, the token old bloke of the group. I cannot possibly express enough how much I've found of value in the experience, not just in the technology, but I know that Pat will share my view that it was a brilliant meeting where partnerships and relationships that will last a long time were formed.